he said. We are widescreen here at the Huber headquarters. That's the HH. That's Nick. At some point, we're going to involve him in this video, but not yet. You have asked, Henning, when is the flipper coming out? Yeah, we've seen Heidi. Oh, that name. And she's a beaut, but of course you want to see the big kahuna. And we have picked in a video the top. Can I see the top, please? Oh, because he knows where it is. It's down there.
Oh, there.
He scribbled on it. This is flipper. For a millisecond, I thought I'd pivot and I'd go to a flame and forget about the whole video where we pick this, we throw it away. But first of all, I just saw the whale upstairs. And that is from that line of tops, and it's amazing. And something is going to happen in the fretboard that I cannot talk about, where this makes an awful lot of sense. So yes, this one-piece quilt, wherever the front is, this says flipper on it. This is going to be it. Now we picked the neck. Oh God, this guitar's gonna be heavy. You're gonna take something off here, right? This is it, just like that. This is from the stack of Bernie Marston's Gott hab ihn selig, as we say in Sir Sherman. May he rest in peace in English. So, in tribute to the man, I will have one of his necks, which Nick just figured out we can actually also get the fretboard out of. So realistically, we're going to have a fretboard that has this kind of figuring in it. And wouldn't it be horrible to put inlays in something like this? No. Nope. Nick says no. Because
the idea is too cool.
Because the idea is too cool. And the guy who had the idea isn't even here anymore. So we're still doing it. But I cannot talk about the fretboard inlays yet, because later. So we have the neck. We're going to talk about the weight of the neck versus the weight relieving. We're also going to talk about, because could this be head divey with the?
No.
Okay, he says no. So I like black limba. Or it's a form of Carina. Or is it just Carina? Because it's beautifully figured, and I love to see wood grain and stuff. So I said, instead of mahogany, which would be the typical go-to, or okume on the Heidi, which is a Krautster 3 or Krautfin, as I call her. And I have an absolutely stunning, look at that video, piece of okume. It's a flame wave okume. It's amazing. But I asked Nick, can we go for black limber? I'm going to show you some clips right here of him planing the pieces of black limba that we picked up over in the shop. They were all the way at the bottom, so the man himself reshuffled things. And they are down there on the floor. We already said one of them is too boring, right?
Yeah, kind of.
But Nick, let's talk about this first. Black limba or Carina versus mahogany.
Are we talking about heavy mahogany versus heavy limba? Or are we talking lightweight mahogany versus heavy limba? Or lightweight limba versus heavy mahogany?
I love it. Okay, I love it. Okay, so what Nick is opening here is a tone wood debate. So let me throw in what I think about tone wood for you tone wood deniers. And then you tell me if I'm correct or not, okay? So, tone wood. One assumes that a piece of mahogany has a certain sound because on average, that's what he was just referring to, on average, mahogany has a certain weight and density and softness.
Which kind of mahogany?
Mahogany. Shut it! Okay, so, but on average, compared to swamp ash, compared to maple. So on average, an average piece of maple, in the middle of all the pieces of maple, maple has a certain kind of weight, density, and hardness.
That's which kind of maple?
Yeah. So the point when we say mahogany sounds like this, a maple fretboard sounds like this, a maple neck sounds like this versus a mahogany neck, this is talking about, I think, the averages. Now, can you find a piece of maple with the physical attributes of a piece of mahogany? I would say probably yes.
Yes.
So you can probably find a piece of black limber that is indistinguishable in terms of its weight and density from a piece of mahogany.
Not in the kind of growth, but in the kind of weight. Yes, for sure.
And therefore, yes, there are certain extremes in either direction of a certain type of wood that will sound like another type of wood. And in this case, the whole tone wood debate is pointless.
But I mean, in terms of density, of course, then we have different resonance behavior. If a wood is more lightweight or more heavier, or.
But in general, you can find a piece of wood from some kind of species that will go towards more of a different kind of species, right?
So, if we really go deep and if we really would go experiment, which I was always too lazy to, I have to admit, we probably could find out very, very interesting things, which maybe could turn things upside down a little bit, what we all knew about this in book read knowledge.
Here's the thing, when we're talking about the kind of woods that this man curates and has in his storage spaces and dries and picks, I think we can assume that he's picking the specimens that within the species are what you expect from that species. Is that correct?
And I don't want to doubt what we just talked about, that some woods sound in this direction. We know this from the 50s. Since the 50s, we know the wood behaviors. Why is a Les Paul a Les Paul? Why is a Strat a Strat? Okay, we got it. But if, like you said, if somebody asks me, oh, how does limber sound? I say, okay, I can find you now even in my own stash. I can find you 4 or 5 different limbers from very lightweight, like ridiculously lightweight, till more dense or even heavy. And they are all limber, and they will all sound not the same.
So that means tone wood wouldn't be a thing in the sense of limber sounds a certain way because those 4 kind of woods sound different.
You know, it depends on what you want to do with the wood. I would probably not make a solid body Orca 59 with this piece of wood because it would be heavy and it would be not very popular.
Okay.
But if you take a denser piece of wood and make it hollow body, it opens a completely different chapter of tonal qualities. And I love any kind of hollow body guitar. And this is not, I don't want to sell you heavy wood.
Yeah.
I have lightweight wood, not a problem. But I love the clarity and the response of
absolutely, me too.
guitars. Not weight relieved guitars, but hollow body by
Let me unclip the mic because wait. Click. We're gonna find a different position here. This is not erotic. I mean, maybe a little bit. Wait. Yeah, that's better. Yep.
So what I mean is make a hollow body by command and not by scarcity or by, oh, I don't have lightweight wood, so let's drill holes in it. I mean, we're not talking about this. Very important.
It's just, we have a good friend, you know, Mr. Glenn fucking Fricker. And Glenn says, tone wood isn't a thing. And then Glenn says, pickups don't make a difference. So the thing is, what I want to know from you, Glenn, if the wood of the guitar doesn't make a difference, and he's got tests where you hear that, of course you don't. If the wood doesn't make a difference and the pickups don't make a difference, why are there good guitars and bad guitars still on his channel where he says, this is a good guitar, this is not a good guitar? What's left? The strings? The hardware?
The player.
Well, if it's the player, then they're all bad guitars. Hello, Glenn. No, I mean, it's of course stupid. Obviously, everything contributes to a degree, and it's about how you pick the wood. And as he just says, you have 4 different pieces of limber. You need to know where you're going, what's the player, what does he want, are we going to chamber this, yes or no? If so, how are we doing it? Because if I ask you for a solid body, which we originally talked about, right? This, with that neck, might be a little bit much.
Would be definitely a more heavy guitar, yeah. And I would recommend to not do it. I would find other black limber.
And then the question is, that's one aspect, the weight, but then what about the sound? And I would say even someone as experienced as you have a general idea where it's going to go, but you cannot 100% predict what the guitar's going to sound like in the end.
I mean, repetition is a good thing to get experience, to make more of the same, more constantly, to find out, okay, this is going this direction. And up to now we're probably this year we crossed the 5,000 guitars we have done in total since this company was founded. And after 5,000 guitars, you get kind of a picture.
You pick this up and you look at it and you knock on it. I mean, that sings right there, but that tells you something that I don't know.
Well, this, I know when I bought the wood, which is long ago, it's Madagascar rosewood. I know this is a great tone wood. Rosewood is generally speaking a nice tone wood. Especially this stash is just dry and it's good sounding rosewood. And so I know this, if you like rosewood neck guitars, this will be a good sounding rosewood neck guitar for sure.
And that's exactly what we're going for. Originally, we went for a modern eagle vibe, but I think we're going a bit away from it, especially with this wood and with what we want to do inside, which I got inspired by when at Guitar Summit a few years ago, you showed me the honeycomb thing. But before we go to the honeycomb, let's look at the different pieces. Are we looking now just for grain, or are we also looking at different weights? They feel kind of similar, right?
They're very similar because they're all from the same batch I bought the wood in boards, not a round log. And this is, I'd say, easily 15 years ago.
15 years ago?
15, easily.
Whoa.
So and the wood is from the same batch. Maybe some of the pieces are from the same board. These two look very much from the same board. These two also look very alike. This looks different than this, but I would say this is from the same board and these two are from the same boards.
I think I already have a favorite and it's this one.
So why don't we check it out? So what we can do,
Right here?
I give my best to dry wood over 15 years and now we put water on it. So not on the machine table, but on... And the good thing is what I like, I mean, this is a little bit more greenish than the rosewood, but I think that works very nice together. And what I also like a lot, if we have a lot of color changes. So
yeah, the back of this guitar should look...
We can actually...
very woody. I mean, that's...
So now we made it wet. So do I have a towel? I think I have a towel.
You made it really wet.
Dusty towel. So actually, because there is no right or wrong, how we now lay it out. So this could be, actually, we could go like this. Then if we do the belly cut, we go let's see. We have to, we show this also on the side of the guitar, which could be nice.
Yes,
so
yes.
I would say we try to get as much of the light area as possible. And I want to kind of follow the middle line of the guitar with the grain direction. I think that makes most sense. So we could.
Only that's a lefty.
Yeah, because we're looking on the back of the guitar.
Ah, that's why you're the professional.
So this is what the behind of the guitar would look like.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, wrong side.
Wrong side. Also, only one knob.
Oh, same?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, less work. Great.
Here's something I discussed. Let's talk about this. Discussed with another luthier that we're doing on a guitar that he's building for me because I said, I don't need a tone knob, but the presence of a tone knob, guy from PRS, Brian Ewald, said the fact that the tone knob is there, even if you never use it, has bearing on the sound. Mm-hmm. So I said, I would very, 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 very rarely even use it. So why don't we just put the circuit of the tone knob in the back, but not have it actually on the guitar? And is there a tone knob? He's actually looking at that right now. You know those little trim pots that you go through a hole with a screwdriver? If that was possible in the back, then you have a tone knob. If you ever needed to adjust it,
On stage, you take out your screwdriver.
No, but in a studio situation, I don't think I would. I don't think that would be something I would ever do, especially on this guitar. But just having the circuit in it, not adjustable, will at least put it in the circuit. I don't know if I need that personally.
I mean, so we're talking about limber. So if we talk about tonal areas of limber, it gets a little bit combined with what we are looking at next. It gets a little bit more clarity. Rosewood is a very honest wood to your playing. It's super fast in transmitting what you play. I never used tone knobs pretty much in my entire life.
Then
But I always played in.
That's it. Then it's not
kind
getting
of,
one.
No, it's not that. But I have never been a professional player.
Look, if we actually really needed that, we can always put it in the cavity in the back. I don't want it on the front. One volume, that's it. That's decided. So the limber, visually we know rules, but what is your stance on the limber versus mahogany? You're saying you could probably find a piece that is equal, interchangeable.
Not equal, but it would be just wrong to just say limber sounds like this, mahogany sounds like this. Depending, if you could really irritate people by taking a very heavy piece of whatever mahogany and take a very light piece of limber, or vice versa. Maybe we have even more difference between the limbers. Very lightweight against
and
very
I think
heavy.
that's what.
But this is not a statement. This is just an assumption, because I've never. So I shut my mouth if I didn't really experiment myself on it. I don't tell you what I read in books by people who have maybe not built many guitars so far, and they just wrote something that they read in another book, maybe.
I think I might know who you're talking about. Okay, and that is, I think, the biggest thing about the whole tone wood debate, that people are saying, think that we are saying mahogany sounds a certain way. No, you're completely right. It depends on which piece of mahogany. And it is obviously not just wood that can sound good. I have a guitar from Hof Guitars from Poland. That's a carbon guitar. And the whole guitar is out of one piece, which of course is a big plus in terms of rigidity, stability, resonance, all that stuff. It's a great guitar. It'll never sound like one of these, and one of these will never sound like the Hof guitar. But of course, you can make great instruments out of foreign materials. Okay, absolutely. There's glass guitars, there's aluminum necks. Bagale does those,
Cool.
which is a cool thing to do. It gives you different traits. But if you wanted the thing that we are most familiar with guitars, wood is the way to go.
It's also, I mean, I've never been famous for innovative shapes or innovative recipes. And this is what I like to do.
But the peat is like the newest thing, right?
Oh yeah, it has an alder body and a maple neck and a rosewood fingerboard.
And it's bolt-on.
And it's that was the most innovative part.
Wow. You actually took screws to fix the neck to the body?
Yeah.
Who does that?
Sure.
Okay, so this is our body. This is our neck. That's our top. We're almost done. I can almost play the damn thing. But I saw on the Bernie Marston 59 limited something that you could literally buy a car for, but they were nice guitars. That you had it's not weight relief, it's a chambering. And it's also not something that you came up with, right? Or is it?
I'm very positive that it was not my idea in the guitar world. No. It must have been done before, because it makes a lot of sense to do it.
So show us and explain to us why. I will get the camera back down.
So when I talked to Bernie about making him a guitar, he said he would like rosewood. He would like traditional single cut design, of course. And he would like hollow body. He asked for hollow body because of weight, because he wanted a not heavy guitar. And since we were talking about a very limited run of nice guitars with very rare recipes, I wanted to use a mahogany, which I have. Do I have a piece? I have a piece here somewhere. I show you one. Here's one. So I wanted to use this kind of mahogany. And this is also, you see what I'm talking about? It's
That's beautifully
soft.
flamed.
So I wanted to use this mahogany. But again, it's dense. But Bernie asked for hollow body. So then I said, okay, hollow body, traditional single cut design, heavy mahogany, flame mahogany. What can we do? And I had a few years where I thought I had a new hobby, and I started learning about making surfboards from wood. And there was a study with some cool guys who made a solid Polonia surfboard that was chambered. It was cut from one piece or blocks glued together. And then it was chambered, and then a top was glued on. And I had this picture in mind because I have Polonia, I have balsa, so let's experiment with this. So I have this picture, and I have the proof. I will send you the picture. So I have this picture of a honeycomb route. So then we did this. And the thing is, so what we did is we chambered the guitar, but we have still length connection and cross grain connection.
It still connects quite a bit to the top.
Yeah, yes. And so we just left solid parts where the tailpiece is, where the bridge is, where the pickups are, where the electronics are, toggle switch is. And we also countercarved the top in the same pattern. So this is pretty precise work. And if you see how clean the chambers are, nobody will realize it, because after we have glued this thing up, nobody can tell anymore.
Nope.
That it's, and we don't want to hide it. This is why I want to speak openly about it. But if you then have the finished guitar, you will find no hole which tells you that this thing is honeycomb route. Anyways, also that these pockets are so clean. It takes a long time to cut those pockets with a ball and router bit. So then the idea was, okay, I had my surfboard pictures, but how would it be if we do big chamber hollow body? This is a different guitar. And I tried to imagine that it could be a good idea to have this kind of chambering, to have more of a solid body character behavior in a hollow body guitar. So I want to get the weight out, but I still want to make a single cut, which all traditional single cuts are hollow body, are solid body, excuse me. But then we add a rosewood neck, which is a complete different animal than a traditional. So basically, I had no idea where this is going. So we did the prototypes and we sent them to Bernie, and he was just fine. And this was, for me, end of story. Let's go. He likes it. It's going to be a Bernie Marsden signature model. He recorded his last album a lot with this guitar. And I only got good feedbacks. Also, the guitar sold pretty well when we offered it to dealers. And so here we are with a honeycomb route, which we will do most likely on your limber guitar.
Including the top countercarved?
If you want.
You make that decision.
It works fine.
I love the story. I love the idea.
It worked fine for Bernie. And you know, this is definitely not something I don't. So I'm very positive that I have not been the first one having this idea to make a hollow body guitar with a honeycomb route in the guitar world. So probably people have right away, he did it. I don't. Probably. And so I would not be surprised.
I'm pretty sure with the countercarve on the top, I don't think anyone's done that.
Maybe. Probably not. Because it's a bitch to make it.
So, I mean, let's talk business for a second. If someone came to you and said, I love that idea, I want that on my guitar, that's an upcharge, I assume.
For now, so here's, okay, now we're getting into trouble. We haven't offered it to another guitar yet. We had a few things in the works. When we started talking to Bernie, we did some regular orcas with this kind of route to find out, does it work? Then we sent those guitars to Bernie. He liked it, sent it back. Then we did the final prototypes for Bernie with another heel. And long story short, there are a few guitars out there with this route, which have not been necessarily Bernie Marsden models. And I recently decided, since I had to delay my 25th anniversary because it was this interesting time 2 years ago, that we will make a limited run of the Dolphin 59 with pretty much these recipes. And this will have a honeycomb route. So for now, it might be a pretty exclusive thing on your guitar. Then we come up with a limited guitar, and then we keep talking.
So not something you can order yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, the guy needs to eat. I'm pretty sure if you offer him enough money, he's gonna do it on yours too. I mean, if you write him an email saying, yeah, but Nick, but and you did it for Henning, and you did it for Bernie, and here's all the money I made on the stock exchange last year, and he can buy himself a Lamborghini, then maybe. All I'm saying is, I think the guy... So, okay, so that's the story for today. We picked the body. You know now that not a lot of this will be left. It will be honeycombed. We will... Oh, no, he's writing flipper on it. We will possibly honeycomb the top, which will make the body quite a bit lighter than it is right now. My big question is, this is a heavy piece of wood, and you know that...
There's a lot of going away. Okay, hold on.
And you know that we're going to add a little bit of weight to the headstock by using locking tuners, like
So
every smart
here's a
person
Brazilian rosewood neck with a fingerboard on it. Is it?
Oh, yeah, it's quite a bit lighter. Okay. This has dolphins in it. That's cool, right? Dolphins? I'm not going to have dolphins. I'm going to have something... Beep. I wish I could tell you, but trust me, the reveal will be... I don't know why we're doing this, but okay. I'm holding a lot of money here, right? Yeah. I touched a Brazilian.
What's this going to be?
What is this going to be? That is...
Oh, it says
12. I was 12 string. I was going to say that's an 8 string, but no, the neck wasn't wide enough.
Yeah.
12 string. Yeah. Okay. That's a special order by some crazy person, right? Yes. Hello, crazy person.
Hello, crazy person.
No ready carved rosewood neck I can give you.
I don't even know what he's looking for. I don't even know why you're still here. But it's always fun to hang out with Nick and do these things. I mean, I think this is way cool. Just look at the amount of work. So did you see how I asked him what the upcharge on that would be? And then he never actually said it. So
I don't know.
So he doesn't.
I have no idea.
Just know that those Bernie Marstons were not inexpensive guitars. And if you had to literally make all this stuff, I mean, honestly, why does it need to be so neat? If you left it rough, who would care?
Nobody, but I like it. So even the belly cut is cleaned out. There's no chip outs, no, this is... I think it's very cool. Thank you, Yalo.
When I look at a hollow body, I look in the F-fold or something, and I try to see how clean it is. Because sometimes the wood in there, there's literally just chips coming out and stuff.
It's, yeah, well, if you would really like to find something in our Riedbergen, you could probably, because if you glue the top on the body and you go in with a mirror, you probably see some little glue bubbles.
Yeah, but not like on some of the guitars that I've seen where you literally could just take the strands of wood and just rip them out.
No.
This is wake, and you can still carve this? Do we have enough wood for that?
4 millimeters will stay.
I don't know about guitars.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay, so this is it. I will come back and we will talk about the bridge, and that's a separate video because the bridge we're going to put on this is literally space aged, right? It's space aged shit. It is literally made by people who do stuff for space. That's ridiculous. I wish we could talk about the inlays because the person doing the inlays, we can't even do it here because it's such an such an intricate. We will talk about it once the guitar is done, but you have to be patient up to that point. We will try to document as much as possible because this is a a literary dream come true guitar for anyone in the world. Well, and then you see it, and then you see the inlays, and you go like, what the fuck did you guys do? Obviously, it's going to be blue, duh. I've seen some blue stuff up there, and I'm going to have to decide which blue direction we go into, but blue is really the only way to go. Hey, Joe Braga. Joe also loves blue guitars. And that's it from here. Thank you, Nick. We have a body and animals
At the end.
Yeah.
In the day, there's an oddity in my way. I don't seem to care for what I did before. Playing tennis in a thunderstorm, sipping gin till the break of dawn. Yeah, I'm on a